This is Dorian Yates and his legendary 3 weeks out from the 1993 Mr. Olympia version. When these pictures hit the, magazines, not the airwaves back then, but the magazines, the bodybuilding world went crazy. I mean, never have they seen such a huge mass and amounts of pure raw muscle. But that was back in 1993. This is 2022, and we have upped the ante, dare I say, as far as size is concerned. This is nowadays, not 3 weeks out, but, it's an off-season version of Nicholas Walker, and of course, if he was 3 weeks out from the Olympia, he'd be a lot smaller. But this is what we got to work with, and I thought today we would have a comparison between these two quote-unquote off-season versions. I guess you couldn't really call 3 weeks out off-season, but, these two dudes are massive, but I have to say, to all you Dorianites, I apologize, but Nick Walker, he's making Dorian look small. Sure, Dorian's waistline also looks very small in comparison. But keep in mind, 3 weeks out, he's a lot more conditioned. But man, oh man, I cannot believe Dorian looks small, and the wheels in particular. But the last thing I want to do is call Dorian small and ruffle the feathers of the Dorianites. So just to be fair, let's bring up a Nick Walker from the Mr. Olympia, and you can plainly see a lot of size has gone. And of course, he traded it for condition, and if you're going to be competing, you need to be in condition. Still though, Nick Walker, his arms are huge. Good wheels too. Now, just for fun, because I love you guys, and I did this for Derek Lunsford as well. Here, let's bring up a Nick Walker from the Olympia. Now watch how much size he gained. Whoosh. Wow. That's incredible. Goat Fitness also did that video, so go check that out. But anyway, this is what you guys came to see. Dorian Yates, off-season, 3 weeks out, versus off-season Nick Walker. And the back development tells a tale. Which bodybuilder looks huge and which would prevail? Dorian Yates, of course, would prevail, guys. Look, he has, you guessed it, strided glutes, mate. Who cares about strided glutes? I think Dorian Yates cares about strided glutes. But definitely not Nick Walker. He's wearing those, handsome man Speedos, I guess you could call, for the lack of a better term. Now. Have a look at an onstage of Nick Walker, and condition is close. Kudos to you Dorianites. And you know what? Dorian wasn't being that much outsized from the off-season, which Nick Walker. Which leads me to believe, because we're having fun now, this Nick Walker, now here comes the morph, here comes a good a special effect noise too, listen. See that? He morphed, but not as much as the front. And the back shots for Derek Lunsford were the same deal, and nowhere near as conditioned as Dorian. So for all you Dorianites, no, this video is not meant to say that he's small. This is the best back out of the off-seasons versions, and even maybe on stage versions as well. I mean, this is conditioned. This is ready to go for the stage. Run through the rest of these shots. Might as well, right? We have a side chest. Hey, you want to see a side chest? I can show you a side chest. You never thought Dorian Yates had a good side chest? Look at this one. This is my favorite one of any of the onstage ones, because he has more carbs in him. He's more pumped up. He was maybe too depleted during the Olympia events themselves. Look at this. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger-like chest. Just a big man's chest. And even in the off-season for Nick Walker, his chest is not as big. But his wheels are out of this world. Nick Walker he's a house. Unreal. This is the most muscular. Take it for what it is. Dorian Yates, much more conditioned. But for you Skywalkers, are you a Skywalker? You have to admit, Even you Dorianites have to admit, the wheelbase and just the thickness of the delts and the arms is alien-like. Imagine bringing this back to the 1700s, before they invented the printing press, we'll say. You imagine the size. They'd probably try to bring this buffalo down because he's so big. But let's be fair and let's be honest. Ooh, this is a New York Pro version, and I often say that New York Pro version of Walker was his best. Maybe a little bit more streamlined even than the Arnold's Classics. Come on! Do it now, come on! Because I won't be here later. But anyway. Just as ripped, maybe even more ripped than Dorian. Unbelievable. Now here's a fun one. This is where we're going to have some fun. Watch the morph. I changed the sound effect there. Just huge. Let's see that one again. We'll do the other sound effect. Wow. Bigger than Derek Lunsford. Maybe not better, though. But anyway, guys, this was just a fun one, just to have some fun. And this is obviously a more conditioned Dorian Yates and a much bigger Nick Walker because he's off-season. Dorian Yates not really off-season here. Ripped. I often say this. He was stage ready. If you put him in, 2005, when Ronnie Coleman a little bit weaker, this here version here, maybe even 2003, this Dorian Yates would probably beat them all. He was massive. I know that's saying a lot. I don't want to ruffle any Ronnie Colemanite feathers. Nick Walker, let's not leave him out of the conversation. We'll do this one last comparison, and this one is quite a morph. Did he ever get bigger? Is he more detailed? We'll see. If he gets more conditioned, I guess he will be. But will he lose size? Of course he will. But I'm sure he's going to hang on to more than he had at the last year's Olympia. Oh, and here's a little bonus to finish off with. Dorian Yates never liked his crab position either. Too depleted, maybe. But of course, that's how you get that Christmas tree and things of that nature. Thin skin that he had. But watch this. Boom. This is a big old crab position, most muscular for Dorian Yates. Never have I seen an impressive crab pose like this on stage from the Yates man. Hit thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it. Just a fun one. Remember that, guys. And subscribe to the channel. Have a fantastic day.